The CEO of American Express just confirmed on a recent call that the American Express Gold Card is going to be getting a refreshed update in the next few weeks.
We look forward to announcing our refreshed U.S. Consumer Gold Card in the coming weeks, adding to the nearly 24 refreshed and updated products we've announced.
And so although this is the only official statement from American Express on this Gold Card refresh, the credit card community has uncovered a ton of leaked details about this card through American Express's test server that show us the new annual fee, all the new credits, and all the changes to the card. Before we take a deep dive into this new card details, I did just want to highlight one thing: the new $325 a year annual fee. This is because the current American Express Gold annual fee is $250 a year. And so if you're already considering applying for the American Express Gold, you could do something pretty interesting where, as long as you submit your application before the new refresh for the Gold Card comes out, you'll be locking in that $250 a year annual fee for the first year of card ownership, while still being able to take advantage of all the new perks and benefits that are going to be coming to this card. And so if you're interested in applying for this card, I'll leave a link to the Amex Gold at the top of the description. And this is an affiliate link, meaning if you do apply for the card through it, it greatly helps support my channel. And so a huge thanks in advance. Now, believe it or not, we actually have quite a few changes coming to the American Express Gold Card, but I wanted to give a refresher on the current version of the American Express Gold, so that way you can all see what's changing between this version and the refresh version. Now, like I mentioned, the current Amex Gold has an annual fee of $250 a year, which makes it already a more premium card. The standard public welcome offer is going to be 60,000 MR points, which, if you value them at around 2 cents a point, which most people online do through transferring your points out to different transfer partners, then this welcome offer is going to be worth around $1,200 in travel value. As far as credits go, it's super simple. There's 2 credits right now on the Amex Gold Card, one being a $10 a month Uber cash credit, which can be used for either Uber rides or for Uber Eats purchases. The second credit is a $10 a month food credit, which can be used at the Cheesecake Factory, Goldbelly, Grubhub, Milk Bar, Wine.com, and Shake Shack. Even though this card has a pretty hefty annual fee of $250, there isn't any included perks or benefits to getting lounge access, even though American Express has their own Centurion Lounge network, and that even includes not giving you the ability to purchase lounge access in Centurion Lounges with your Amex Gold Card. And as far as point earning multipliers, this is where this card really shines and what it's known for, and that is going to be earning you 4x points per dollar spent at supermarkets, up to $25,000 spent per calendar year, and at restaurants. The 4x points back multiplier category for dining and groceries is definitely the superpower of this card. Everyone out there has to buy groceries, and most people dine out at least once a month. And so if you have this card in your setup, then you're able to rack up Amex MR points at an incredible rate, which is something most other cards' point earning multipliers aren't going to allow you to do. But with the current version of the Amex Gold out of the way, let's go and look at some of the new refreshed updates and changes, starting out with a brand new card design. Now, this has been leaked a few times on the internet over the past few months, but there is a recent data point from Reddit that ultimately confirms the existence of the white gold design for the Amex Gold Card. You can see with this announcement, it says, mix up your metals with white gold. The American Express Gold Card limited edition white gold design is available while supplies last. Now, unfortunately, there's no publicly available details as to how many people are going to be able to get their hands on this new white gold Amex design, but I imagine they're going to try to keep it kind of limited because Amex is a company about hype and status, and this new card design is just going to be another way for you to differentiate yourself among your peers. And so while I never suggest anyone opening a credit card just because of how it looks or for the status of it, I could definitely imagine with this new white gold design, there's going to be plenty of people doing just that. But of course, that's not the only new feature and change coming to the Amex Gold Card refresh, as here we have a full list of all the leaked and rumored perks and benefits that'll be coming with the new refresh. Starting off at the top, we have that increased $325 a year annual fee. Again, with an increase in $75 a year, Amex would be losing out on a bunch of customers that hold this card if they don't provide more value than the increase in the annual fee. And so I'll touch on the credits in just a second, but it also looks like there's going to be an elevated welcome offer with this new card of earning 60,000 Amex MR points and up to 10% back up to $200 at restaurants. So for this, if you spent $2,000 in the first, I'm assuming it'll be probably 3 or 6 months of card ownership, then you'll have the ability to earn up to $200 back with that 10% rebate you're ultimately getting from this elevated welcome offer. But that's just the beginning of some of the new changes we can expect, as the credits on this card is what saw the biggest change. Now, I think the only credit to not be touched is the $10 a month Uber cash credit. It can still be used for Uber rides or Uber Eats, and it's still $10 a month. But what did get a change is the $10 a month food credit. So this can now be used at the Cheesecake Factory, Goldbelly, Grubhub, Wine.com, and Five Guys. So no longer can you use your $10 a month food credit at either Shake Shack or Milk Bar. I'm really not sure how many people were actually using this credit at Milk Bar, but it seems like from the reactions online, a lot of people were using this $10 a month food credit at Shake Shack. And although Five Guys is comparable, I think more people in general do prefer Shake Shack. If it really matters to you that much, you can just order Shake Shack through Grubhub most of the time. And so you're still able to get your $10 a month at Shake Shack through that little workaround. Now, next up for credits, we have a $7 a month Dunkin' Donuts credit. Now, the reason I chuckled a little bit there is because I can't remember the last time I've even been to a Dunkin' Donuts, maybe 2.5, 3 years it's been. There's not one near me. And so if I had the American Express Gold Card refresh version, then I definitely would not be driving out of my way to go save $7 a month or get $7 a month in coffee or donuts. I definitely do think that for people who live in cities or live near Dunkin' Donuts or frequent one, this is going to be an awesome credit, as it'll save you $84 a year by holding this credit card. But for me, it's definitely a credit that would just go unused each and every single month unless I'm traveling and there's a Dunkin' Donuts like right next to my hotel, for example. Another interesting but more useful credit, in my opinion, is going to be the $50 semi-annually Resi credit for up to $100 per year. American Express and Resi have had a partnership for quite some time now, and so although it isn't clear how this credit will be triggered and applied to your statement, it seems like as long as you eat at a restaurant that is available through the Resi platform, then you'll be getting up to $50 back semi-annually or once every 6 months. And this seems like a much more usable credit than the Dunkin' credit, because most people over the course of 6 months are going to be going out to at least one nicer establishment. Those are typically the restaurants on Resi, and so you could use this for date night, anniversaries, just treating yourself to a free $50 meal with this card. And honestly, I'm a big fan of the credit. What I'm not such a big fan of is still, even with a $75 a year annual fee increase, there are still no lounge access perks or benefits. Now, there could be some minor tweaks and changes in terms of the terms and conditions of getting access to Centurion lounges, maybe paying to get into them with your gold card. But as far as the leaks and rumors are concerned, there is no news regarding a lounge access with this card. And so it's pretty wild that if you compare this to the Capital and Venture X, a credit card that has, I believe it's an extra $70 a year annual fee of $395, you get unlimited access to Capital One lounges and a full Priority Pass membership, which gets you into over 1,400 lounges worldwide. So I know a lounge access, and this isn't really supposed to be a travel card, but more of like a dining and groceries card. It's still just crazy that there's like no listed perks or benefits. And again, these are all rumors and leaks, but it wouldn't surprise me if the lounge access portion of this card doesn't get updated or changed. Now, anything's off in terms of changes with the Amex Gold Card. We have an adjustment to the 4x points category. Now, the current version of the Amex Gold, it is 4x points back at supermarkets up to 25K and an uncapped number of points at restaurants, but there is going to be a change put into effect where it is going to be 4x back at the first $50,000 spent each year at restaurants. Now, I know probably some of you are laughing. Who the heck is spending $50,000 a year with their Amex Gold Card at restaurants? Now, I know one person who isn't. That's going to be me. But I have to imagine they implemented this change because there has to be some sort of subset of high net worth individuals and high spend individuals that are just making a fortune and a killing of Amex MR points, just paying for their restaurant bills, the company's restaurant bills, anyone who they can pay for. They're probably spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with this card and making millions of points. Now, that's just speculation, but I don't see any other reason as to why they would cap this category, and especially a category that so many people love. And so as a quick general recap, what all has changed? There's been a $75 a year annual fee increase, again up to $325. As far as the public welcome offer is concerned, the elevated offer will give you up to $200 back at restaurants, and I'm guessing that's within the first 3 to 6 months of card ownership. Milk Bar and Shake Shack have been dropped from the food credit, but Five Guys was added. The $7 a month Dunkin' Donuts credit was also added, as well as the $100 a year Resi credit, and the 4x points is now limited at restaurants up to 50K in spend. Comparing the current version of the Amex Gold versus the new version, the old version was only giving you $240 a year in credits, or an effective annual fee of around $10, assuming you're able to use each one of these credits every single year, whereas the new version of the American Express Gold is $325 a year, but it gives you $424 a year in credits at your disposal. So assuming you're able to use all of these credits each and every single month, you'll be getting an effective annual fee of -$99, or basically Amex is paying you $99 to keep this card open. But this is where I definitely prefer the current version. There's literally just 2 credits to keep track of, whereas the new version, there's 4 different statement credits to keep track of. Make sure you're spending $7 a month at Dunkin' Donuts, making sure you're able to use that food credit every single month. And so I imagine what's going to happen to most people, like it happened to the American Express Platinum, is since there's so many credits, they're probably going to forget to use some each month, which in my opinion makes it a little bit harder to justify the annual fee compared to the current version of the Amex Gold, which you kind of knew up front if you're going to be able to use all of your credits, helping you understand the effective annual fee. And so what do you guys think about this refresh? What do you think of the changes? If you're already a holder of the American Express Gold Card, are you going to keep it even with this increased annual fee, or are you going to consider canceling it because you're not going to be able to get maximum value from some of the new credits that are being added? Or if you're someone like myself who currently doesn't have the personal version of the American Express Gold Card, do these changes tip the scale in your favor to want to open this card for yourself and take advantage of all the new credits they're adding to this card, and also to try to get your hands on one of the new white gold versions? Let me know down below in the comment section. And again, if you're interested in applying for this card, then the first link in the description is where you can find out more details. And thanks so much for watching today's video. If you guys like today's video, then I absolutely know that you're going to love this one, and so feel free to give it a watch.